Where's the clapperboard?
We are live here. This is the Resellers Wake Up, episode 15. It's a Friday, Halloween, October 31st, and this is a working hangout. We're just a group of resellers. We sell on Amazon, eBay. We get together every morning. We work, answer questions, talk to each other, just, shoot the stuff. But yeah, I've been doing this for a while, and thought we'd start doing it live on air. If basically, it's any questions you have, you can ask in the chat, and we will try to stay on top of it. But
I have a question.
is anybody else getting the error on YouTube? Because it's looking like the video is not coming through, and I was having trouble with getting in earlier too.
I can see it on my YouTube.
You can? Okay, cool. So it's just YouTube being stupid. All right, cool. What's your question, bro?
Want to know who's being completely stupid? Mike.
No,
that's what I was asking. Is like who's kicking Mike back out?
it was doing that earlier. Dana had trouble getting in this morning. I had to restart the hangout, and I had trouble getting back in. It's just Google being retarded.
Yeah, it happened to me.
I finally had to reboot my computer to get it to come back in.
Yeah, I barely made it. And my camera's being dark again. I don't know why it's so dark the last couple days, but it's...
If you get out of your cave, you might get some sunlight.
We got plenty of... Well, it's freaking 7 in the morning here. It's not even light out yet.
But if you let the light in, it would kill his mushrooms.
No, the sun will come up here in about an hour. What's everybody up to today? Anything crazy?
Well, like I said, I have a couple of things laid out for today. I have an estate sale that should be interesting, and a store closing sale that's right in the same area. It's apparently some kind of thriftique or something like that. It was what the name was, and it's closing down. So everything must go by Friday, October 31st. So we will see how good a deals we can find there, and if there's anything worth taking, or it's just a bunch of chotula crap.
Yeah, I think those are my favorite sales. Yeah. Everything must go as long as they're serious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday there was an auction it was an auction down the street from me, but it was like all restaurant equipment and stuff like that. King Soopers was liquidating in a warehouse, but they had it online as well, so I was trying to follow it online, but God, it was confusing. I couldn't figure out what was getting sold and what was I wish I would have just gone to the thing, but I would have spent so much money because it was ridiculous, the stuff that was selling. I mean,
I ran across one yesterday myself that's actually quite close to me, probably like 2 miles away, and I found this stuff. I was on a website that does estate sales, and then this auction thing came up, and I recognized the address. Like, oh, that's close. And I'm looking at their stuff, and they got all kinds of toys and everything else, and then a bunch of food items, which I'm not good to sell, but all kinds of toys, lots and lots of toys and everything else. But then I went to look at it, and it was an online auction. I finally tracked it down. You had to bid on the entire lot, everything. You know, all the toys, all the food, all the everything. It would have been a truckload of shit, you know.
Yeah, I've seen auctions like that. What about you, Chris? You got anything coming up this weekend?
I didn't see much otherwise the sales. I looked and maybe a couple of garage sales, but that's about it.
You still got garage sales going on? I thought it was too cold. People are stopped.
Wow.
That garage sale season was over.
I got 4 lined out for tomorrow.
Well, you're in California. You always have garage sales.
Yeah.
No, it's only 28 degrees this morning.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thicker army.
What's up? What's up? About to round out this this Amazon shipment that Amazon put me behind by a day, not being up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna round that out today. I think I'm gonna have it shipped out and ready to go, and then probably gonna do some more retail arb this weekend because we had a big 2 weeks this past 2 weeks. The best 2 weeks we've had since I started last February. So.
Yeah, my Amazon's doing okay. I need to get this thing out. I got probably about 60 items that I got to finish up and get sent today. But what about you, Brian? What do you got going on this weekend?
I just gotta get some stuff shipped off, get some food, get ready for Biscuit Head.
Yeah, what time's she showing up?
It'll be later on this afternoon, but Looks like it's going to get pretty nasty later on today, and probably throughout the weekend.
So probably not going to get any trick-or-treating in tonight.
It doesn't look like it.
That's too bad. Yeah, it should be nice here, but it's going
This
to be
is
a
my
little...
favorite holiday. I'd like to get out there and celebrate it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Weather doesn't always cooperate.
Yeah.
But it sucks because it's been so nice lately. It's been like spring or summer here, like 80 degrees, 70 degrees every day. Sunny. Hasn't been raining at all. Hasn't even been really any signs of weather. But what you, Danica? You got still do trick or treating, right?
Oh
Any
yeah,
parties or
it
anything?
could be snowing and they don't cancel trick or treat here for anything. One of the towns beside us, their downtown, they decorate it really cool and they give away, witches' brews and things like that. So maybe some kids want to go there if they want to stay in our town. But I'm gonna go sourcing. I've got some shipping to do today. I sent off my FBA yesterday, but I think I'm gonna hit Goodwill and Shopko this afternoon.
Nice. What you, Adam?
Just drinking.
Yeah, probably not doing anything.
So typical.
Working up another batch of shine.
Right? Yeah. Now, have you guys had this Facebook survey pop up ever when you like try to go on Facebook and there's some kind of they invite you to do some survey where they're like you could win or take this survey and we'll either give you $1,000 gift card or something weird like that. I got
Sounds
it
pretty
twice
spammy.
this morning.
Seems legit.
I
Yeah,
haven't
right.
seen it.
Well, it like redirects you, but I don't know if I've got some kind of spyware on my computer. But
That's what
every
it
once in a
sounds like.
while, what's that?
That's what it sounds like. While it's up on your screen, open your task manager and see what's running.
Oh, there's so much stuff on my computer. There's no way that I'm gonna be able to tell. I'm horrible with keeping up on like I run my spyware, Malwarebytes, and I run like AVG and stuff like that every once in a while. But I mean, maybe once a week. But other than that, it's like I don't pay attention to what's running or whatever unless my computer's being actually slow. But that's the only website it does it on. It's weird. I'll go to Facebook and it's like Facebook is inviting you to a survey, but it's like facesurvey.com or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how I got hijacked. I just didn't know if anybody else had experienced that or seen it. Anybody in the chat, maybe?
Yeah, the big key is the first thing they want to know is all your personal information first.
Oh, exactly. That's why I don't even click on
Facebook log on.
it. I don't even click
I've
on
won the African lottery. Please give me your bank account number, password. We will deposit this money, we promise.
Right? Yeah, we're not getting any of... Who's that? Oh, that was me. Sorry, I refreshed the YouTube because I was still getting an error and it didn't stay muted for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at my computer today. It's acting funny. Luckily, I got the whole weekend to get everything fixed.
I think the Google Hangouts in general are having like weird stuff going on. But
yeah, there's some weird issues.
Yeah, Catherine was supposed to have a live with somebody last night, and she never got on. Like 45 minutes before she still hadn't got online. So
yeah. So if we ever have a problem with the show, we'll just use the Hangouts as an excuse. No, I didn't wake up an hour late, guys.
I'm having technical problems. My head spins around when I step on the floor, so I had to lay back down.
Yeah, I have a technical problem too. Every time my elbow bends, my mouth flies open. Is that?
Yeah.
It seems to be compounded whenever I have like a spoon or fork in my hand.
Yeah, usually beer in my case.
And we know about the pizza.
Oh man.
I always say I have a hard time differentiating between boredom and hunger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake's trying to get in. Probably gonna have the same problem that we were having earlier. Takes 15 times to get in.
Big Jake, stay.
Hey, what's up, Jake? How's it
Good
going? Man?
morning, good morning. What's going on?
Man.
Absolutely.
Just had my untasty breakfast of oats this morning.
You had Ebola?
Yeah, a bowl of oats. A bowl of flavorless oats.
You gotta throw some honey in there or something.
Yeah, gotta do something.
Throwing on the feed bag.
Ever since Arbitrage over there called me fat, I just figure I might as well cut it down.
Yeah. Top, middle, black. What?
No pizza. No pizza for you. You get no pizza.
Yeah.
For everybody who doesn't know, the other day after everything was over towards the evening, I guess there was nothing going on. We all decided to have a pizza party. Everybody ordered pizza at their own place and had a pizza party.
Was it all the same kind of pizza?
No. It started out because we were talking about pizza, and then it just went to this whole. Everybody's like, "I'm hungry. I'm hungry too. I'm getting pizza. Oh, I'm getting pizza." So it ended up being like this big old pizza party.
Yeah.
Like 5 people get pizza, something like that.
Brian started it, just so you know. Brian started the whole thing.
Look what happened with the ice cream. I mentioned it. Mentioned the ice cream. The next day, people who were not in here all got ice cream.
You should start talking more about money.
I'm going to go get some money. I want some money. See how that
Me
works.
too.
Ladies, simmer down. Jeez.
See, Lisa, that's what happens when I turn the lights off behind me. It looks really dark in this room, but it's not. I don't know what's going on with my camera. It just started doing this yesterday. Even when I unplug it and plug it back in, until the sunlight comes, or the sun comes up and it starts getting light outside, it's just, then it gets too bright. It's weird. I don't know. It's just a piece of crap. I gotta get a new one. Thrift store special. I think I paid $1 for it.
Can't hate
I'm
that.
okay with this little one that I got. It's pretty cheap. It's a little Logitech 310 or something like that, but it's excellent. It's got great quality, and everything works nice on it.
Yeah, this one works when it works, but I don't know. It's
Amy Mead said that this could be me, you know, the girls' night thing, that she currently drop ships and has for a while. Amy, she said, weren't you looking for someone that drop ships?
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
Stacy.
I was watching the show last night, and Eric was trying to get her to come on, but she's at work right now. So this is kind of early for her. She couldn't do it at work, but
She's got, she has a day job.
yeah. But you may be able to at least talk to her later on or something.
Yeah, it's no biggie. I mean, it's I was just thinking out loud yesterday. I mean, I'll get in touch with somebody that knows what they're doing eventually.
Yeah, don't talk to me. I don't know what I'm doing.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that's why we don't ask you too many questions, Brian. We just let you.
Keep it simple on me. Short.
Yeah. But yeah, with the drop shipping thing, like I said, I really want to learn more about it. It just seems kind of complicated. But when I don't want to talk to somebody that's like, oh yeah, I've tried it, or oh, I've looked into it, or whatever. I want somebody that like really knows a lot about it and can kind of break it down. But you don't have to give away secrets or anything. I never want to tell people to do that, but just enough to kind of put somebody in the right direction if they actually want to try it out.
All in the U.S.
Everything that I've read about it just seems way too complicated. But
Buy that, and they should override 10% off.
who is
All that
talking in the
complicated when I
background?
looked at it. I did it a little bit through doing the DSD, you know, Amazon to eBay thing, but I started looking into it more, and it didn't seem to be that difficult. But everybody tries to do it from, you know, going on Alibaba or through China and all that kind of stuff, and that's where it gets crazy when you're importing. But there's a lot of companies here in the United States that will drop ship. So
Yeah, I've looked into it for stuff like vitamins and stuff like supplements and things like that because I heard that was pretty good, but that's just all spam and crap, so I stayed away. But
it seems like a pretty crowded area.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, I remember 4 or 5 years ago, anytime you open up your spam junk mail, it's nothing but supplements and vitamins.
Yeah, weight loss stuff.
And it was those drop shippers, you know. I mean, there were like 2 or 3 big supplement companies that you could basically sign up with, and you would make a website, and people would buy from your website, and they would ship it to them. You know, it's basically how that worked. It was pretty simple, but
Yeah.
I guess that was one of those things. If you were one of the first ones to get in on it, then you can make some good money doing it. But if you were,
Anything else? Yeah.
by the time you hear about it on emails and on radio shows and stuff like that, then it's too late. You missed the boat on that.
Yeah.
Yesterday or today.
But I mean, I figure there's got to be a way to do it legit too, where it can be pretty good. But everything I've heard is just really slim margins and a lot of trouble with, you know, working. Like, I don't know. If I'm not doing it myself, I don't really like to mess around with it personally. But is it getting pretty cold where you guys are at?
Oh man, yeah, it was frosty this morning.
Yeah, it's freezing here. It's 54 degrees. It's freaking horrible.
It's 60 here.
Oh, I want that weather. Send it up this way.
Yeah. Hell no, I'm keeping it all to myself.
Yeah.
Stop being a whore.
Dude, I'd rather have it.
Yeah, it's about 37 here. Starting to get a little bit nicer.
Move here or suck it up. That's what I say.
And it's amazing how quickly you lose your acclimation to that too. Because I lived up in Tahoe for about 10 years, and I worked outside in the winter. I mean, I'm out, 35, 30 degrees, stuff like that. But common, that's a t-shirt and a vest. Basically, I'm outside plumbing. I work in construction, doing plumbing, and all kinds of stuff like that. And just got so used to it, was fine. But then I moved back down to Los Angeles again, and after a while, it's like, oh shit, it's 50 degrees. I better find a jacket.
Yeah, exactly. I know all about cold, but it's got to be pretty cold for me to really notice and to care. It's the snow that I hate. I mean, it can be 10 degrees below zero and it's fine, but if it's 40 degrees and there's a foot of snow on the ground, I don't even want to go outside. I hate snow.
I didn't have any problem with it. I loved it. Where I lived, I could just ski off my back deck and take off into the woods on my cross-country skis. And
nice.
Like that.
I don't mind.
Tahoe, there's a crap ton of ski resorts. So
I don't mind snow so much. Just I hate it being cold enough that there should be snow on the ground and there's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I either want 2 foot of snow on the ground or let it be warm.
Right.
That's it.
My
So we
favorite.
had a new face on the panel today. If anybody's noticed, I didn't even think about it because we were hanging out all day yesterday. But and I've seen him on a couple of the other shows. But Dana, why don't you tell everybody about yourself a little bit?
Okay, well, I'm a retired general contractor, ex-Mercedes-Benz mechanic, and multiple other things. I still run active home inspection business, which is in flow because it's tied to the real estate market. That's up and down. It kind of tanked in 2008 and it's been gradually crawling its way back up. So I started looking for supplemental income, got online 2011, 12, something like that, in the actual get it into the online businesses. Started doing a few things. Was an Herbalife distributor for a little while, and then bailed away from that because ultimately the light bulb went on that those kind of businesses don't work. And but I got online and started doing. A friend turned me onto this thing called referral marketing, and I was using a program, using a website called Free Treasure Chest and Instant Rewards. And basically, you promote and advertise, and you take incoming phone calls for people looking to teach people how to do the same thing you're already doing. And you take them to a website, and they do trial offers and things like that. And then when they complete a trial offer, you get a commission for it. We had it set up so that I could get about $100 a person that I got, and I got pretty good at it because I'm good on the phone. And I was making about $1,000 a week in it, but it was just a grind. You know, it was 14 hours a day. I'd get on the line because I'm in California, so I'm working back east. A lot of people were coming out of back east, and so I'm dealing, and I'm 5 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night on the phone talking to burger flippers that haven't got a clue on how to operate a business. They don't know what cut and paste is. They don't know how to run their computer. I mean, some of them I had to actually log on with TeamViewer and actually run their computer for them to get them to get it set up. So they figured out what to do. I said, oh, this is going to be fun. And then, of course, once you touch them, they're yours forever. They're calling you all times of the hours, day and night. I can't get this done. This won't work. This guy won't do that. This, whatever. And so that just got to be old, and I basically bailed out on that. Started my own training center for a while. Had my own training website with about 200 people on it, and training them how to do it in my style, and they were quite successful at it. And a lot of them are still doing it, and I'm still making residual income off of that. I've probably made $4,000 in residual income even since I walked away a year ago on that one, which was cool. And I started looking at other stuff. Then I got hooked up on DS Domination, which is a program for basically drop shipping from Amazon to eBay. They teach you all about that, and that would open my eyes to the online retailing end of the things and stuff like that. And I started doing that. I started making money with that. I was making an extra $200, $300, $400 a month doing that. And they have multiple levels. You could step up and pay more money, and they teach you how to do this, and then they teach you how to do Amazon, and then they teach you how to do that, and drop shipping and other all kinds of other games. It can get quite expensive actually if you step up through the ranks and stuff. And a lot of people are making a crap ton of money doing it, but it's just not my style. So I just went off on my own and started. I got into Amazon and started doing Amazon FBA and gradually building that up. I think I started with Amazon in August, July, I think. And I had 250 items in my inventory at the moment. And that's been going good. It's starting to pick up, and I made about 10 sales this last week and making money. And so I'm between Amazon and eBay. I kind of flipped over from drop shipping into the, from drop shipping into the actual, flipping and sourcing. Hello. And the benefit of doing the DSD thing is that you had no money out of pocket doing it, because you'd sell something on eBay, they'd pay you into your PayPal, and then you go to Amazon and buy the product and have it shipped to them, and so you're not spending your own money. And so the next step up was investing my own money into products that I was sending into Amazon. So, and that's basically where I am now. So that's what I'm doing. I pretty much do it full time because I do an occasional inspection here and there, and that pays really well, but there's not enough of them to keep me afloat, so I'm having to supplement. And I'm drawing Social Security. I'm an old fart, as you can see. I'm almost 70. I've been on the internet for a long time. Been on since 90 or something like that. I was on DSL in 1990 with Earthlink or something, I think. And so I've been a computer geek and things like that. I wrote software reviews for about 3 or 4 years, twice a month on an online publication, which is now going out of business, so I'm not going to be doing that anymore. But because of that, I got a lot of really nice pros to review, and then I get to keep them. So.
Nice. Yeah, that's one of the things that hopefully we'll get to the point where we get to start reviewing some products and reviewing some services and things like that if we get big enough. But that would be kind of fun and exciting. But it sounds like it's good to see an old fart that knows how to use a computer, because that seems like the best way right now to if you can run a computer and you know your way around I mean, there's so many different ways to make money doing just this kind of thing. Even if you're not just reselling, it sounds like you've done a bunch of different stuff, and you found a lot of different ways to make money that you could do all from home. I mean, you don't. How long has it been since you've had a job where you actually had to get out there and walk around and go to work every day?
Oh, God, I've been self-employed forever. I'm incorporated and been self-employed essentially as an independent contractor or whatever, but I stopped working with a multi-inspector firm in 2008 when I went back to Texas and Louisiana in 2008 as a FEMA disaster inspector. So I was in the field for 50 days, basically living in a FEMA first responders camp or sleeping on the floor in a apartment and down in Texas City, Galveston, and stuff like that. So I was out for 50 days from that. And when I came back, that company, the business had tanked so badly they didn't have enough inspections to go around all the inspectors they had, so they just stopped scheduling me for inspections. So I just kind of like eased out the door and went off on my own and started doing my own inspection business because I had a pretty good stockpile of what we call must-be's, agents that always requested me. You know, because that's typically your source is going to be a real estate agent. It's really hard to target home buyers because that whole market demographic is really spread all across the board and getting their information from the internet and everything like that. So you'd have to be doing a lot of promoting on Trulia and Zillow and realestate.com, and that could get really expensive.
Yeah. So once you get in with a couple of good real estate agents that are really busy, then that's kind of how you make your money doing that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that's the source for my jobs right now. And then I have another friend of mine that used to work with me at the multi-inspector firm. He went off on his own finally. The light finally went on, and he broke away on his own about a year and a half ago. And he's built his company. He's a little younger than me, but so he's put a lot of effort into building his company, and he's doing quite well, and he's keeping quite busy. So I pick up his overflow, or just like I got a helper slot with him on Sunday to go do an apartment building, and he just does all the outsides and the systems and all the major stuff and the roof and the crawl and the electrical, plumbing, HVAC stuff, and I just do all the interiors for him, and he pops me $175, $200 for doing that. It takes about an hour and a half.
Now you got to have a lot of experience in construction or general contracting to really.
I am a general contractor. Yeah. I have a general contractor's license with C10, C20, and C36, which is HVAC, electrical, and plumbing. So yeah, I'm pretty well versed in the trades.
Yeah, so it's not that kind of job isn't something that you can just go pick up tomorrow. I mean, you need a lot of experience and a pretty extensive background.
You have the book, go out on the job with the book in one hand. Let's see, yeah, okay, that's here.
Yeah.
Last week I couldn't spell inspector. Now I are one.
Right. There are a lot of people out there that are doing that kind of thing, or.
There's a few out there. They won't last long. It's a very litigious business, and you have a giant target on your back because here in California, you're not required to have a license. Many states require an actual license for home inspecting, but in California you're not. But you're governed by the California Business and Professions Codes, and the Business and Professions Code says I am responsible for anything I inspected for 4 years after the inspection. So they could come back as much as 4 years later and say, "Oh, we found this, and you're responsible, and we're going to sue your ass." So I have paid a little bit of go-away money because most cases their claims have no merit because it's all I know how to cover my ass. I've been doing this a long time, so my inspection agreements and disclaimers and stuff like that pretty much cover my ass. And I'm not responsible for things I can't see because it's concealed or behind the walls or under the ground and shit like that. And they come back and say, "Well, the sewer line collapsed." Yeah, well, if you go back and read the report, I recommended that you have it camera scoped because of the age of the property and likelihood that it's probably clay and there's a lot of trees around. And you chose to ignore that, and now you're going to come back on me and tell me that I have to pay for your $10,000 sewer line because it collapsed 2 years later? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, that sounds like a little bit more hassle than it's worth. That's just one of those jobs I've seen, like when I was house shopping, watching those guys show up and getting paid $500 for an hour of work. It just made me kind of think, man, I'm in the wrong business. But
but it's more than an hour's work because I take anywhere from 75 to 100 pictures on every job, and and I brought my geekiness to the job. Even when I was at the home inspection business, the multi-inspector firm, we all actually took computers to the actual inspection job. We did 3 a day, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week when we were cranking. I was making buttloads of money. Even if even splitting with them, I was still making a lot of money. And but 3 a day, and you had to complete the job, and we had to actually print on site. So I'm still using that printer, by the way. I carried an HP LaserJet E1006 laser in a gym bag with me to each job, and printed on the site. We didn't have pictures in the reports or anything else, and everybody was using a laptop, and they'd set up the laptop in the kitchen. They'd run out and inspect something, and come back and type all the data in, then run back out and inspect something else, and come back, type all the data in. Well, I was one of the first people that tried a tablet. I got about an inexpensive, at the time, $1,200, but it's all relative, slate form factor tablet that had really good handwriting recognition, which was something that was great. With the original XP tablet edition, the handwriting recognition was awesome. It was amazing, and I could just walk around with the tablet, and I could actually we had pre-formatted comments that pretty much covered most of the stuff. 80 to 90% of the comments were germane for whatever you found, because you had set it up that way. But some of the stuff I could actually just tap on a spot and handwrite an amendment to the comment, and it would put it into print right into the report, and then I would go ahead and print my report and stuff. So I'm done with the inspection in half the time as the other guys were taking, because I'm doing it as I walk around instead of running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And that a lot of guys got their eyes opened on that and switched over to tablets themselves. Now I've gone full circle. I don't even take a computer to the job anymore. I walk out to the inspection, I take my camera, and I hang my camera around my neck, and got a 20 power optical zoom on it. I can shoot the roof if I can't get up there easily. And I walk around, I take a few notes, I take lots of pictures, and I know what I'm doing, so I know what I'm looking for. And I come back and sit down, do my pictures, do the report in about an hour and a half or so, and fire it out as a PDF, and I'm done. So I'm half an hour, 45 minutes on site, another hour and a half at home. Minimum charge is $375.
Nice. Yeah, man.
So it's an awesome business, but I'm getting old. My body is not really cooperating anymore. It doesn't like to crawl under houses. I'm partially deaf in one ear, so that it messes with my balance, and so getting up on roofs is a little sketchy. I don't bounce too well at this age, so we don't like to be diving off of any roofs. So I'm really kind of backing away from it because of the liability issue, and just that my body is tired of doing that stuff. I've been doing it since 2003, so almost 12 years. So.
Well, as long as you're not afraid of technology, I'm sure you're gonna be able to keep doing all this stuff and do fine on it.
Yeah, this stuff I can do. I love the flipping part because I really enjoy the thrill of the hunt, as it were. Go cruising through all this crap and trash and stuff like that. I'm kind of looking forward to being able to hit a hoarder house one time and just see what's there. Because I've actually been in those places, but from another standpoint. I ran a copper repiping company for many years, for 10 years. I had 8 repiping crews and 3 patching crews that I control, and I drove 300 miles a day in Los Angeles in the LA traffic.
Yeah, that's what I was actually going to ask you. Did the contacts with that business get you leads towards, like you said, hoarder houses or people that are trying to clean out a house to get it resold or any of that? I mean, have you tried to use those contacts to get in on that end of things, or is it something that
hasn't come up with me? It's an idea to actually broach to the couple of realtors that I do work with, because I'm sure they probably occasionally run across them. But one thing I did come on, I'm in Wednesday nights there's a mastermind group of people that they're from all over. There's stock investors, there's guys that do this, there's guys that are all kinds of different businesses, but they're basically just entrepreneurial. And there's about 8 or 10 guys in the group. And a couple of weeks ago, we were on a group that a lady came on, and she is a professional organizer. And so that would be somebody come in, and either you would hire to come in and get you sorted out and get your workflows working correctly and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's really professional. There's national organizations and the whole deal. And she was talking about doing this, and she's really trying to get more into the business end of it, but she had been doing residential, and sometimes she would run across these hoarder houses, and then the light bulb went on. Bingo! If I could hook up with that kind of a person, that would be a perfect end to one of those things. If people just have a crap load of, because one of those things they do is they go in and divest them of a lot of the crap they've just accumulated that don't need and don't know that they should get rid of it, or if they should get rid of it, they don't know how to. So it's like, well, hell, I can do that. So, she wrote me a recommendation to the president of the local chapter here in Los Angeles of that group, and I've got a feeler out to her. That person responded back to me, and I responded back to her, but we've yet to hook up. But if I can get vetted in that group and get, mentioned in that group, that that service is available, that I can come in there. I may have to look at ramping up my business and switching from an SUV back to a truck and things like that, or just work out the business in some way that I can just contract that stuff out, just to, empty, if we need to empty a house out or something like that, and go, or at least go in at that point to be able to cherry pick.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to be.
I'll take everything, but cherry pick the load, and
just drop the rest off at the trash. But I mean, if you can, like Eric was talking about yesterday, he's actually cleared out a few hoarder houses, and you said that what he would.
On that one.
Yeah, what he does is he just parks a dumpster and just pays $200 or $300 for the dumpster.
Yeah.
Cherry picks everything, throws away the trash, and that's that. He's done. I mean, that seems like the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric's got an appointment today, so that's why he's not on right now. But he might be on later if he gets home in time. Who knows? That'd be cool if we could talk to him about it. But we're gonna touch on this stuff again. We're on for 2 hours every day. We don't have any shortage of time to talk about and rehash subjects. But so you haven't done anything. You haven't found anybody that you could use to any leads doing the home inspection thing to.
Not at this point, because what I'm looking at them, the part of the process that I come in on, the listing agent has already gone there, set up the deal, and had their house cleaned out because they're showing the house. And the only time I hit the scene is when there's an actual earnest money down offer on the property and the offer has been accepted. At that point, I'm working for the buyer, and the buyer's having me inspect the house from a professional standpoint to tell them, give them a heads up on what the condition of the property is and what's coming down the road, what needs to be repaired, what's not working as it's supposed to be working, what's going to be a problem in a year or two, things like that. So I've led my expertise in that way, and they get a report, and then that happens. So the place is pretty well cleaned out. I mean, a lot of the places are staged already, and there's a whole business around staging houses where they come in and we used to call it. There was a joke around here today about feng shui. You know what feng shui is?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, feng shui, the redneck version of feng shui, is put all your husband's shit in the garage.
Yeah, I've actually thought about getting into that business myself, just because I find a lot of artwork and a lot of broken TVs and just I've seriously thought about doing something where I would just rent out a storage unit and have an entire house in the storage unit, and then just have a realtor pay me $500 or whatever to go in and stage a house. I don't even know what kind of money those guys make, but
there are whole businesses that do that do clean outs and stuff like that. A lot of times it's foreclosures and stuff like that. I mean, I've been into a foreclosure house where I was doing insurance inspections for a while, and they were paying me like $8 a pop to do a drive-by, and I went by and I have a set of FHA keys, which means I can get into a lot of houses. And in this particular one was vacant, and I could see through the windows. I was doing the inspection and walking around, and I used my keys on the back gate. Yep, it worked fine. Got in the back. There's stuff everywhere. I mean, there's exercise machines and trampolines and just, all kinds of. Basically, people had just packed their clothes and walked out. Took a few pieces of furniture and walked out, and everything, all the personal stuff was there. I mean, I spent 2 hours at a site just filtering through stuff and picking up crap that I wanted personally, because I wasn't in the business at that time. I would have loaded my car big time with that shit from that house had I been in the business, been flipping, because there was a lot of stuff I could have flipped there. There was dishes and kitchenware and just everything.
Oh yeah, I had a friend. He was actually my jiu-jitsu instructor. He left town. He moved back to Hawaii, and when he moved back to Hawaii, he basically took everything in his house, piled it up in the driveway, and basically
Sign
took
on it.
what he could fit in a suitcase, and he gave me a bunch of the stuff that he thought was worth money, and I wish I would have went over to his house to see what he left behind, but I didn't bother. I can't get into that right now. It's too much stuff. I would have to get a storage unit or a warehouse, some space to process all that. I mean, I couldn't imagine what it would take to go through all that stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm in a rental house here, and it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, and I pay a shit ton of money for it. And the rent out here is ridiculous. I pay $2,100 a month for this place, and but I have one room that is just my office and stuff. So I have all my computers and stuff, and a dresser or two in here, but everything else is just all business-related stuff. I moved my photo studio in here. You guys have probably seen pictures of it, and because I moved that out. I was in the garage and all doing everything in one area, and every time I wanted to take pictures, I have to set it all up, and then if I wanted to pack and ship, then I had to break that all down and move it away so I could have room to work. And I said, this isn't working, so I just rearranged my room and got rid of some stuff and set up a table and some umbrella lights in here for my product shots now. So that's working much better.
Sean.
And, much better flow.
What's up?
What is going on, Cooltoads? How you doing, man?
Not
Hey,
much.
here he is.
Doing all right. How's it going?
Good. Got you up early today, huh?
Yep.
Nice.
The dog decided to wake me up. Four-legged alarm clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do mine.
Yeah, so I don't have a lot of room here. I have the garage, but most of the garage is just full of, all kinds of personal stuff and odds and ends, and the laundry's out there, and it's a detached garage, 2-car garage, but it never had a car in there. But we do have a big gated property, but it's a rental house. There's a limit to how much I can do and store here, and there's a limit to how much my wife will let me get away with, obviously.
Yeah, well, most of my garage, my wife actually parks in it, so I lose half of the space just from that. But I do all my Craigslist stuff. Anything that's too big for eBay stays in the garage, and I sell it out of there. But the basement is mostly for my eBay stuff. It's kind of
so I have a limited amount of storage out there, and so most of my stuff is, I have a few odds and ends that are eBay things, because I do some stuff on eBay and a few clothes in the closet. I'm selling this big old giant leather greatcoat, and which some motorcycle gear. I used to be a motorcyclist. I was for 47 years, but I got rid of the bike and had a Honda Goldwing, one of them big dudes.
Oh yeah, I'm a
big dude. I need a big dude. I need a big bike for haul my fat ass around, So.
I rode for years, and then my bike finally got stolen a couple years ago, and just right out of my driveway, man. Somebody came and spiked the ignition and took off with it, and they found it like about 2 or 3 days after the insurance gave me the check for it. So
I don't want it back.
Exactly. You guys can keep it. It's not mine anymore. I signed it over. I got the check, but they gave me more money than I could have sold it for on Craigslist. I was kind of wish I could have thanked the guy that stole it.
Yeah, that you scored. That's like Amazon losing your shipment, and they pay you out. Well, hell, that's an instant sale. Yeah.
That's what
I have a flipping group of about 19 people on Skype that we talk to. I've got it up over here on the other screen, and one of the guys on here flips motorcycles. He actually goes and buys crotch rockets and Gixxers and various kinds of things like that, and a lot of them will have custom parts. He strips off the custom parts, puts stock parts back on from other bikes that he's got, and he'll buy something for 4 G's and roll it over for 6 and put it, and then sell off all the custom parts that he got, the exhaust systems and special stuff and setback pegs and whatever. And
I do that with vintage bicycles.
Bikers are that way. They always got to juice it up,
Yeah, I do that with vintage bicycles. I'll take the parts off and sell them on eBay, and then I'll take the frames and either get the parts for turn into a fixie and sell it on Craigslist like that. I got a few frames. That's the part that I'm having trouble moving because they're so big. It's more than I want to deal with on eBay. But every once in a while, I'll get somebody to on Craigslist. It'll give me like $100 or whatever for a vintage bike frame. So they're slow.
I'd heard that area is getting a little crowded.
Yeah, that's
it's good in areas where there's colleges, from what I hear, because that's a good market. But other places, it's kind of dead. You can't move it. It's kind of saturated.
It's not. It's way saturated out here, but I still get like maybe one sale a week if I keep my postings updated. Like I haven't had a posting on. I haven't gone out there to take new pictures in like a week or so since they fell off. Because with Craigslist, you have to refresh it every few days, but after
Yeah.
30 days, you can't refresh the listing anymore. And what I do is I'll just take whole new pictures and write up a whole new listing so that it looks like a completely different thing, so people will look at it again. Because there's so many people out there who they're checking Craigslist every day, and I get my stuff cheap enough that I can resell it to another reseller and still make good money. So I mean,
They can still make money. Yeah, there's room left in it. Yeah.
yeah, so I've got to keep the resellers interested too and keep them looking at the stuff, because a lot of times they're the ones that are actually looking on Craigslist to buy. But
Yeah, I cruise through Craigslist every so often. I've picked up a few things over there. I've got this one ceramic pitcher from Juleska, I think it is. It's Portugal or somewhere. But apparently it's quite expensive because it's listed on Amazon. I think I'm going to send it into Amazon this time. I tried it on Craigslist a couple times, and I bought it off of Craigslist for $30 because I checked it out ahead of time, and I was seeing it was $168 on Amazon. So I said, well, there's some room there to make some money. That's what I have. So I bought it, and I've been sitting on it ever since then. I ran it on eBay a few times and didn't get enough action. Got some lowball offers, but that was about it. And so I quit putting it up there. So I think this time I'm just going to pack it up and box it up. This time I'm going to run I got a bunch of coffee mugs and stuff. And a lot of them are Christmas themed and stuff like that. So I'm putting that kind of stuff up in Craigslist now. And I was just talking to Catherine last night about how she packs and ships mugs, because none of them have barcodes on them. So you can't scan them. So everything has to be a new listing. So last night I grabbed 250 more UPCs off of eBay for like $6, and then the guy sent me the UPCs later that night. He said they were supposed to be within 4 hours, and they never showed up, and I'd forgotten about it. And all of a sudden I get this email last night. It says, sorry for the delay, I had some issues here or whatever. I threw in an extra 100, so I got 350 UPCs for $6. I said, well, shit, that doesn't add much, because I had bought some before for something else that I was flipping. I was doing a bundle for a Manfrotto tripod and a bunch of stuff that went with it for somebody on a consignment. I needed to buy a UPC, so I bought 5 UPCs for $10. So $2 a piece. That would kind of kill the price on kill the profit on a coffee cup. So I didn't want to go with that. But then I got these for cheap. It's like, shit, that costs nothing. They're like pennies. So that's not going to add enough to the kill the market enough to
I stay away from as far away from coffee mugs as I can. I have absolutely zero luck with them. I've probably listed 30 coffee mugs over the last year, and I've never sold one.
I haven't yet either, and I've got some pretty cool ones, pretty unique ones. So some of them were just crap. Because they were like 50 cents at the thrift store. So I have like $10 worth of coffee mugs. Big deal. So they're just sitting on a shelf out there. So I'll redonate. I have a bin that I just throw all the donates back at the duds. When I go through it, it's like, whoops, I fucked that one up. So throw that one in a pile and goes back to the thrift store again. And so that's where those will go. But I do have some pretty unique ones. I have, a memorial beer sign from Santa Anita, whatever, racetrack with all kinds of, horses and all that kind of stuff. So somebody's going to like that one. And then I've got some Santa mugs and another a cookie jar and a set of teacups that go with it. That are snowman theme and things like that. So those things that are sort of seasonal might move at this time of the year. So I'll run those through again, because I've been sitting on them for a few months. Been there. I ran them up on eBay, got no action whatsoever. Had about 15 or 20 of them up there, got nothing out of them, and I couldn't figure out how to ship them to Amazon. So now we've got that problem solved, because now's the time to do it. So I'm going to send a bunch of those into this thing. So I'm building a miscellaneous FBA shipment right now. Plus I'm going to source this weekend again. And that should fill in the rest. I'll have another one to go out next week. So I'm up to, this will be shipment number 18.
Nice. Yeah, I've got a lot of glassware. You can see it sitting there. I sold like one bottle. The thing that really did well for me, though, was definitely shot glasses. Like when I find shot glasses, man, I'll pick those up for $5 for a collection or whatever, and those just seem to sell really, really well for me. I don't know, but I mean, it's not like I'm getting a lot for them, but they're 3 or 4 ounces. They cost $2 to ship, and they fit in the little 4x4 box, no problem. I mean, those are my favorite.
Yeah, I pick up weird shit here. This is a model train controller. I got 2 of them as part of a stack of stuff with a bunch of vintage games and all that kind of stuff for $22 or $21 at the last estate sale I was at. So I got 2 of these things. They were marked at $10 a piece, but I got them both for like 2. But I can't find where to sell them. You know, I've checked them out on eBay, and I can't, because they're so old, I can't really find them. But I may just throw them up on Amazon anyway, and use a barcode now that I have these, you know, free barcodes. Of basically, I may just go ahead and throw a barcode on them, list them, and throw them into Amazon and let them go. Somebody will buy them. I got enough long tail shit out there. I do a lot of books, a lot of VHS tapes, brand new VHS tapes, you know, that are blanks. I sell them well. I bought 2 100 packs of the thin colored CD cases. And I said, well, they're $7.50. That's a lot of money. And I bought 2 of them, so $15. I threw them up there for, I think, like $40 a pack or something like that. And they went bang, bang, just like that. I was like, oh, sweet. Okay, now we know that those sell. So I'll be on the lookout for those.
Right.
So stuff like that, stacks of CDs and CDRs and stuff like that. You know, blank media, blank VHS tapes, selling packs of those sell well. And then the VHS movies that are still wrapped, you know, 30 years old, never been opened and renewed, you know. And those sell well. I move a lot of those.
Yeah, I don't move a lot of that stuff, but I know it does sell. Just it's kind of slow for me. Like my idea of selling well is, you know, you put it in to Amazon and it sells within a week, and you know you're sold out in no time. You know.
Yeah. And nice books and collectible games have been a good action, because some of those games are just stupid expensive. It's like, wow. The Ravensburger puzzles, oh, those are nice, because I get those for nothing, next to nothing, $2, and they sell for $80, $90, $100.
Yeah, I don't see enough of that stuff. Most of the time when I'm scanning out looking for puzzles, I scan anything that's brand new. The normal price for a new puzzle on Amazon is like 15, 20, maybe $25, and usually they have like a 200,000 or 300,000 ranking, anywhere on up to $1 million. So they're going to sit for a while, and might take a while to sell them, but it can't hurt to send them in. And a lot of puzzles, they're small enough that they fall into the penny a month storage fees. So.
The only issue with puzzles is you never know if it's complete or anything else. I mean, and so I look for certain ones. So the Ravensburgers are my bolo.
Yeah, I don't actually buy puzzles unless they're brand new and sealed. I don't care how much they're worth. Like, I'm not going to sit there and scan every single puzzle on the shelf. You know what I mean? I'm going to go through and I just check for the new ones. Same with board games. I don't like buying used board games unless I know what it is. I was into a lot of those collectible games for a while, like the really high-end board games, the small publisher board games, the niche board games. You know, the ones that somebody will, like hobby shops will sell them for $200 brand new. You know, or you can get them at some like smaller bookstores or whatever.
Yeah.
But,
there's a good website for that called Board Game.
Yeah. Yeah, but like the D&D type stuff.
A shitload of Connects. I got this giant Connect set because when I first scanned it, because it looked like it was pretty new. It was, you know, basically new. It open box, but new. Everything was still sealed in the bags except for one bag.
Hey, can you open up the chat, Dana? Because we're like actually talking in here on the chat, so you can see what's going on.
Whoop, wrong one. Let's see.
But anyway, the board games. Yeah, the stuff that you find at like hobby shops, you know, the kind of places that sell Dungeons and Dragons, the kind of stuff that, like Magic the Gathering, those like fantasy board games, or like Settlers of Catan. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. I actually saw that game at Target the other day. I was shocked by that. But when we're talking like high-end collectible board games, what's that, Danica?
That's my favorite board game.
Oh, I love Settlers of Catan. I kick butt at that game. That's one of my favorites. I've actually got it right back over sitting on my shelf there. That's one of the few board games that I found a copy of that I didn't go back to resell. But yeah, that's a really good one. But those are the only ones. I will buy those used because I know that, first of all, people will pay $20 or $30 just for the pieces.
For the parts, yeah.
And I mean, it's like it's not like Monopoly where, you know, there's 5 million copies of every single version ever made. I mean, these are like real small, niche-y. I mean, like I'm trying to think of some of the names of some of the publishers you should be on the lookout for. Like Steve Jackson Games, I think, is one. He does a ton of different board games, but they're all really like they don't they don't look like the typical Milton Bradley games. You know, when you see stuff like that, then you should definitely pick that stuff up. And I mean, some of those Settlers of Catan style games, you know, that have like interactive game boards where it's like almost like a puzzle or whatever. That kind of stuff does really well. Anything like fantasy based, Battle Master, or what's the name of that game? There's a lot of the games that use the little miniatures. Hero Quest, I think, or Battle Quest. If you find stuff like that, you can just buy it. You know, if it's less than $5 or $10, then those little figures you can get $5 a piece for, and you know that's the kind of stuff that I'm looking for used video or used board games when I'm out looking for them. But most of the time, though, if it's not sealed, I don't want it. What's up, Danica?
I was just gonna say some of the specialty risk ones. I'll pick those up if they're used.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
even though they're mass produced.
Yeah, the only problem with the newer board games is you've got to know what pieces are missing, and you've got to go back through and you got to count them if you want to get your money for it. But I just don't like doing that in the store, and a lot of times some of that stuff just isn't worth anything if you don't.
Yeah, that's where Board Game Geek comes in handy because you can look up those games and get piece counts and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, just to let you guys know, my camera's acting up, and it just started doing it right before we came on the show went live today, and I just can't really sit here and try and fix it in the middle of the show. That's why I'm so dark. It kind of did it yesterday too. I managed to fix it, but hopefully once the light starts coming in, it'll brighten up a little bit in here. But if you're just listening, it shouldn't matter.
Turn the light on, dude.
I have a light on.
Okay.
Yeah, the board game thing is something I've never really gotten into. I mean, other than the fact that I think basically sort of my criteria is if I pick up an older looking board game and there's no barcode on it, and it's bingo vintage, you know, and I do a quick lookup on it, and because I have the voice capabilities on my phone, and I'll do a quick lookup on it and find out. And most of the times it's something I can pick up for a couple of dollars, and like if it's not sealed shut, I can open it up and look inside and see if it's in. And a lot of times you have a beat to shit box, and the inside is pristine, never been used, still packed, still got in plastic bags. Like, wow.
Yeah.
So dollar in the swear jar.
Dollar in the swear jar. Yep.
Fill in that jar.
Yep. Board games. I don't know. The biggest problem I have with board games is even if they are selling for $20 or $30 on eBay, then you still got to pay to freaking ship them, and they end up being like $15, $10 a lot. It's a pretty irritating.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always gotten away with $8 to $10, but.
Well, you're not selling the right board games.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be difficult to ship. I mean, I sent a couple vintage into Amazon that were both worth $60 to $80 a piece. They scanned out at that, and there weren't many of them available and things like that, so I figured they'd probably sell. And I had to send those off to Church, Texas. Let's see. So I basically had to build a box to put those in to ship them to Amazon. And yes, because they're odd sizes and they're hard to ship, you know.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get better. At first, I tried to watch out for that big stuff, and it was really hard to. Like, I had a lot of trouble getting the big items shipped out. Now that it's getting easier, and I'm getting a pretty good stockpile of big boxes, so it's not such a big deal, and I'm not so afraid to ship that really big stuff out. And I mean, that's when you start getting more serious. I mean, you do have to start dealing with some of that bigger stuff to really start to make money, because that's where the money's at. And there's less competition too, because there are a lot of people that aren't willing to deal with that stuff. You know, I mean, the stuff like video games and books and DVDs, there's so much competition with that just because it's low-hanging fruit. It's really easy to look up the values on that stuff. It's really easy to pack that stuff up and ship it out, and it's lightweight, it's cheap to ship, all that. So anybody can do that stuff. But when you start getting into the bigger stuff, you gotta be careful, and you gotta make sure that you've got the boxes laying around, and you gotta have your But yeah, there is good
Speaking of
money in it.
boxes, it's one of the things. One of the things I do as another stream of income is on Saturday nights and Sunday mornings for about an hour each time. I do a paper route and the LA Times advertising bundle flyers. You know, not the whole paper, just the flyers and stuff. But part of that time I'm traveling through commercial areas that are on the main streets that front these neighborhoods that I throw in, and I'm going down the alleys to cut across to stay off the main boulevard just for efficiency. And I find all kinds of boxes up there, so I hardly ever buy a box. I have all kinds of boxes, a big stack up in the side yard right now that I got to go tarp before it rains on them. But I got all my boxes free, and I've gotten pretty good at cutting them down, learning how to cut them down. For I have these oddball things, you know, so cut them down or split them open to just create a box, you know. I saw a video on YouTube the other day where this lady took a flat sheet of cardboard and just sat down on the ground and went zip it, zip it, zip it, zip it, zip it, zip it, zip, full, there's a box.
Oh, yeah. That's Mike.
In under a minute.
Picker Army has one of those. It's a box builder. How does that work, Mike?
Box resizer.
Yeah. Actually, Brian has a brand new one right now.
Oh, really? What do you got, Brian?
Thanks to Adam.
Secret Santa over there.
Wait, whoa, hold on. What?
Please. Adam is not jolly or happy, so.
Hey, does this face look jolly or happy?
Nope.
Definitely looks like a ho ho ho.
What's going on, Caesar? How you doing, man?
Morning, guys.
Man, I got all kinds of Californians in the show today. Must be getting popular, getting you guys to wake up this early.
Pacific time in the house.
That's
because it's hot in the desert, so he's awake.
A little doll to wake up.
Yeah.
I got a damn headache.
Shouldn't have stayed drinking all night.
He finally drank that vodka he had, I guess.
You know you want some, Sean.
Oh, no.
Let me pour
that stuff ain't ever happening again.
let me pour some of that orange cup of yours.
See, I have a blue cup today. That means no alcohol.
So, Sean, who's the Toadcast going to be brought to you by tonight?
Snickers.
No more Captain Morgan, huh?
I think Captain Morgan has sailed. Well, it's like, why did you buy that in the first place? I'm like, I don't know.
Brought to you by Everclear.
That's why I don't buy liquor, because I drink it. And I drink it all really fast. And
now, the beer I'm not so bad with, but apparently, I'm still... beer is all that stuff.
My problem with liquor
I gave it up when I discovered smokable herbs.
Yeah.
It is. That's true.
I think Sean's been having to watch the Toadcast over and over and over to try to remember
stuff. No, it only took once.
Yeah, my problem with beer. My problem with beer and liquor is I drink liquor as fast as I drink beer, and I drink just as much of it in volume. So I just get really, really hammered really fast, and bottles tend to disappear.
I drink because I was mixing it with Coke, I think too. That might have been part of it.
Felt like a champ.
Maybe just a little bit, you know. So, yeah. Dude, I ordered pizza and I didn't even know really until he was here, and I had to go back and look. I'm like, what the hell card did I use? How did I use it?
You used your PayPal card.
Right?
Luckily, no.
Man, look at Adam with his wife beater.
Oh no, we're not gonna look at Adam with his wife beater.
Cigarette hanging out, sipping on a beer. There you go.
Right.
I don't know. I have my shirt.
Oh man.
Jeremy in the chat said that the low light in there is an improvement. Paul.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, I'm not complaining about it too much because I mean, I'm sure you guys probably prefer not seeing the mess and not having to look at my face.
Well, once you're passed out,
I definitely have
you're
a
not passed
face
out. It's
radio.
not as much fun because we can't take bets when you're gonna fall out of your chair.
Yeah.
If you guys want to find Paul, smile.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
I definitely have a face more suited to radio than to a live video cast. But,
I need me an aspirin the size of a hockey puck.
So what's everybody got planned tonight besides the Toadcast? We're all going to be watching that.
Trick or treat.
I am going to scare the shit out of kids.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fun. You do that every day anyway, right? So.
You've got kids, don't you, Caesar?
Yes, sir. I got 3 that I know of.
Yeah, I got 1 that I know of. But yeah, how's you got plans to go trick or treating and everything tonight? Then got any big parties planned? Any of that?
My sister's having a haunted house, and it's, I guess, their house is known in the block for having the haunted house. So my brother-in-law is getting some black tarp. He's gonna create a pathway where they go through the garage and out through the side door. So we're gonna be hiding in there, scaring the kids. I got a chainsaw. I'm ready.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds really awesome.
I'm gonna make sure that their mother remembers me.
What about you, Sean? You just doing the podcast tonight?
Yeah, not much else going on. I don't have any kids, so. We used to hang out with others that have kids, but I don't know.
Yeah,
if I didn't have to go trick or treating, I wouldn't.
Yeah. How old are your kids, Jake?
9 and 2.
Oh yeah, you got to go trick or treating then.
Yeah. For a long time.
If I had kids, heck yeah, I'd be out there. But
yeah, it is Colorado, so we got to watch out for some other type of candy, but
especially this year, huh?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna try to dress up like an old man and carry a flask. That way, when I stumble, I have an excuse.
Right. Yeah, I probably just throw on the pirate costume and take my kid out like that. This should be fun now. Hopefully it's not going to be too cold. It's supposed to be about 60 today, so it should be decent by the time trick-or-treating starts tonight. At least it's nice out. Kind of cold, but it's not bad.
Our forecast over here is saying it's going to rain tomorrow, like 60% chance.
Holy cow.
Yeah, same here.
I didn't even look
By the way, don't forget to change your clocks. Hello. That's me both of them.
Yeah, that's a very good topic. So for those of you that have a flip phone or a Sidekick, yes, change your clocks. For those of you that have an iPhone, don't worry about it.
True.
Yeah, I still have a bunch of clocks I have to go around and reset in here. One up on the wall up here, and one in the living room, and the ones on the stove and the microwave.
All my clocks are the only clocks I pay attention to are on my smartphone. By the time I check my phone, I realize that it doesn't match my watch, and that's how I know that it's daylight savings time.
We got to watch.
You got a side shot going on right now with Pick Army.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that was going on this weekend. This is it's daylight savings this weekend, huh?
Yep, Monday, I think.
You got an extra hour of sleep.
Nice.
We're resellers. We don't sleep. Well, I sleep, but everybody else doesn't sleep.
Yeah. It's just an hour earlier for me to wake up.
Sleep when you're dead.
Yeah. Gives me an extra hour to work.
Just another hour in your computer chair, or Paul.
Yeah. I've been pretty good about it lately. I haven't really been spending that much time in front of the computer, trying to get out there and do stuff. I got a computer set up in the living room as well. Do a lot of work from there just because I can move around up there.
And that's where the TV is.
Oh yeah, that's where. I've got TVs down here too, but.
You should build like an eBay maze or something.
eBay maze. Yeah. That's when you know you're a hoarder, when you have to actually make pathways through your house. I'm not that bad yet. Everything's still piled up along the walls. But, yeah.
God forbid you should have an earthquake, huh?
Oh, yeah, I don't have to worry about that in Colorado. I don't think we have any faults or anything.
That you know of.
Yeah.
They keep popping up in weird places that they never thought they had them, you know?
Well, I mean, the Earth's moving, so it's going to happen. Yeah, that's the one thing about California that always freaked me out just enough to make me not want to live there is the earthquakes.
Oh, come on, man. If you know how to surf, you know how to deal with earthquakes.
Exactly. That's the best when it gets to like 5.0, man.
I always tease my friend in the Midwest and back in the South where they have hurricanes and tornadoes and all that stuff. Is that, you know, at least after earthquake, all my crap is in one pile. I don't have to look for it in the next county.
It's true. It's a good point.
You know what's funny when I traveled to Ohio, and it's funny because everywhere I looked there was like a tornado shelter.
Yeah.
And I, you know, me being from California, I was like, what the hell? And everyone's just normal, like, oh yeah, it's a shelter, no big deal. And I'm like, cool, okay.
I'd be like, you all got a lot of porta potties out here.
I'm like, where's your oh shit handles at? Where do I hang on at?
Yeah, the difference is in the Midwest, you can just go somewhere and hide from it and not live in a trailer.
Right? Yeah.
What does a tornado and a divorce in Texas have in common?
They both involve my sister-in-law.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna lose a trailer house.
Right.
Well, I told you the four seasons we have here in Texas, right? Monsoon, drought, blizzard, and tornado.
And tornado.
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, here in Colorado, if you don't like the weather, just wait a couple hours.
All right.
It'll go back to normal.
Better watch out for the dog that bounty hunted.
Well, guys, I'm going to get ready to start my day. I'm going to have to roll out of here in another 10, 15 minutes or so and get some cash and head out to the sale. Start at 8 o'clock. So.
Okay, well.
I'm
good.
About 7:15 here. Thanks for the invite and the hookup, and we'll catch you next time around.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Dan. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Take it easy, Dan.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Somebody should have made him sing that one song, "Strangers in the Night."
No singing allowed on this show.
Ah, shit.
So, you got any big plans for today, Caesar? You got, I mean, you probably don't even do that much garage selling, do you? I mean, do you stick to mostly like, you're talking about like the shipments and the boats and stuff, the docks, is that where you get most of your product? Like,
yeah. I mean, once in a while we'll go to the flea market or go to, you know, yard sales like on Sundays just to hang out.
Right.
Yeah, just to get out the house and yeah, we'll do that on Sundays, but mainly, yeah, just focus on the skids and all the other stuff. Today I gotta hack out 18 items today.
Nice.
And the funny part is that they're all Halloween related items, so I contacted all the buyers and I pretty much told them like there's no way in hell I'm gonna get these out in 24 hours. And then they don't care, they don't mind, like, oh yeah, they don't, like, okay, well it better be true, because if I see my DSRs change, it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always paranoid about that. Last Christmas I sold like probably 5 or 10 Christmas items within a day of Christmas, and I was like, you guys know you're not going to get this by Christmas, right? So they were. It is what it is, you know. I had this lady. I sent her a hat last week, and I actually sent her the wrong hat, and then she sends me this message like, oh, you sent me the wrong hat. Now I'm using it for a costume this Friday or this Saturday night and whatever. And I was like, oh, well, it was like Wednesday. So I was like, I'll just put the right hat in the mail. It's all good. It'll get there before you get it. So yeah. She gets the freaking hat, and then Monday she started a return. So she's sending it back anyway.
Oh, we got another California kid in the house.
I know, right? Half the panel's from California today.
We all set our alarm clocks about the same time.
Yeah.
Alarm clocks?
Yeah. 4-legged.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just catching up on whoever has Pacific Bell. Make sure you guys change your clock.
Holy moly! Haven't heard that name in forever.
I'm sorry. I think I just revealed my age. Sorry.
It's the one in the car that I always forget.
Yeah, I don't even pay attention to the one in my car.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to pay attention to.
I don't pay attention until it's too late. I'm like,
got any trick or treating to do tonight, Jeff?
Hell no.
What's that?
Hell no.
Yeah, yours are too old, right?
Well, trick or treater. Yeah, she's going out, but she's having a friend over tonight, and we're going out. I'm just gonna lock the door and shut the lights out.
Instead of the dark, we're using flashlights walking around.
Hope the kids ignore my house.
Yeah, we usually just go out and I don't know.
Nope.
I was told we sound like a bunch of alcoholics.
We are a bunch of alcoholics. What are you talking about?
hey.
Most of us, anyway.
Not Mike, he's a good boy.
I don't
Mike
touch
just sits at his desk and does work.
That's right.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to keep this running.
Right? Got to pay for our date in 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a flower. Look, see?
Oh.
Right? It's made out of duct tape. How much more awesome is that? Can that be something like that? You know what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
That's a duct tape flower, you said?
Mhm.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
They're
there's.
making out of duct tape these days is.
Yeah, they
No.
it was on
No. No.
good lord, I can't even think. Facebook, and she's like, oh, my daughter's raising money for Washington D.C. trip. I was like, okay, fine, I'll buy some.
Yeah.
It's like all the politicians do. And
Yeah. Like a 30-year-old going to Washington D.C. No, just
Yeah. So next week, I've been talking to Tracy Smith. You guys know Entrepreneur Girl, right?
yeah.
She's going to be on Wednesday on the show,
Cool.
so that's going to be really interesting. If you guys make sure you catch that one. She's always good to have on. Lots of energy, a lot more energy than we've got this morning. Trust me, Wednesday's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering from this Wednesday, man. You guys missed Wednesday's show with Robert Bagley. You got to go back and watch that. That was our best one yet.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
morning, Danica.
So I got to tell you guys about the accidental bad joke that's happening here in Dallas right now. There's apparently somebody timed it just right to have this big, huge billboard sign on one of the main highways for Bola wine.
Wow.
Yeah.
A bowl of what?
It's Bola, B-O-L-L-A wine. It's a winery. And it's a big bottle of wine, and the sign has, like, in the biggest letters possible, Bola. And then it has, like, the small letters, wine. Yeah.
Maybe it was
Someone
on
had to
purpose.
crawl up there and put an E on that puppy.
Yeah.
I saw that yesterday, and I thought, man, somebody's going to shoot that sign with, like, large weapons.
How is that Ebola thing going down out there? Are you guys hearing about it a lot? I don't even pay attention to the news. I don't know what's going on with it. What have you been hearing?
I mean, as far as everybody's concerned, it's all gone here. Now I guess New York is the the new place, that lady that's basically saying you can't make me stay in my house and all this crap.
She's in Maine now.
Oh,
Okay. If you don't want to stay in your house, we got a medical facility for you.
yeah.
Yeah, the state of Maine is suing to have her forced to stay at home.
Yeah.
She went out on a bike ride
But
yesterday.
by the time they do all that stuff, it's all gonna be like past the. She's gonna be dead or or not sick. One of the two.
Right?
Not sick. She doesn't have it. She's been tested already.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
That's one reason why she was upset. She was tested and didn't have it, but they're still quarantining her just because she was in contact with somebody.
Yeah, they're afraid that she might be a carrier or something. Maybe she's just immune to it.
Well, it can take up to 21 days to show up. That's
Yeah,
why
but
quarantine you for 21 days.
well, from what I've heard, the symptoms until the symptoms show up, you're not contagious. Like you have to feel it coming on before you contagious.
Right.
Yeah.
And even then, isn't it just bodily fluids? Like just you can't get it from the air or anything like that, right?
You gotta drink their vomit.
Or eat their poo.
Wow. This show just took it.
Oh
I
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A funny joke about the whole thing. I don't know what you guys are. You guys like took it to the depths of hell and shit.
It's like, dude, I was just talking about wine. I don't know what your guys' problem is.
Yeah, we are part of the Crash and Burn network. So.
Yeah.
Official now.
An extension, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're crashing and burning at 9, 8, whatever time in the morning, you have.
I gotta break records, man. We already before I even started. Now there's nowhere else to go, so I had to come to other people's shows.
There's a difference in crashing and burning all the way until 8 or 9 in the morning.
Well, we had a couple of 8-hour ones in there.
This is the morning show. We got to set the bar for early for the day.
That's right. Sean he's got his bar set really high, guys. I mean, he's really trying to push the limits. Always trying to take it to the next level.
Yeah. The best thing about that, I wasn't even involved in both of those 8 hours. I got to like 4 hours, and I think the first time or both times something happened with my computer. But then one time I just forget it, and I left. Just left it on.
One of us should do a news report every morning. There you go. Somebody turn on Dredge Report and see what's going on.
Hey, Sean, you can always start the Captain Morgan now.
No, it's quite all right.
Yeah, it's way too early for me to start drinking. I'll be asleep by noon if I start drinking now.
Yeah, I gotta wait till at least 8 a.m.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, true.
In 23 years, so go ahead.
Yeah. Party losses could be historic. That's the headline of the Drudge Report right now. That's for the Democratic Party, whatever that means. I guess people aren't liking the. Well, we're gonna stay away from politics.
Yeah.
About as religious and political as we get on this show is talking about how much we sold that religious or political book for.
Or when Danica says, "Damn it."
Yeah.
Oh, did she leave already? I don't know.
I think she left.
Yeah. Can't talk about her. She's not here.
Yeah, don't want to talk about her when she's not here. That's not...
Danica, it took me like 18 tries to get back in too, so just keep trying.
Yeah, it took me a long time too. I had to restart my computer before we went live, and when I tried to get back on, it kept booting me and coming back in and booting me and coming back in.
It's not your computer, it's the servers. Their servers are having issues of some sort.
Yeah, probably.
Pretty much all the time.
That's just terrible, Brian. I don't even want to repeat it, dude.
What I do?
He's like laughing. What I do?
At least for 21 days, I guess you would have somewhere to.
Yeah.
Have a little case of the allergies, and there you go.
There you go. Little fake vomit here and there.
Yeah.
If I came to Dallas right now, I'd be locked up quick. That one's coughing. He's coughing. Get him.
Touch on that.
Get him. Yeah, just grab him.
The pitchforks and the torches come out.
Open fire.
Bye, Adam.
Yeah, looks like. Speaking of Facebook, we were talking about that crap that keeps popping up on me. Facebook wants you to vote on Tuesday.
That's because you're special.
Yeah, I know. I still got to get that figured out. Whatever's going on with that. So nobody else in. Any of you guys have had that happen where you try to go to Facebook and it's when I type in the address, but it redirects me to the survey, and it's called Face Survey or something like that. And they want you to take a survey, and of course they need your personal information and all that crap. But none of you guys have had that happen to you?
Yeah, I just enter in all my information and any login they require. And,
Yeah.
Nice.
Mike wants to make sure he gets his money.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems legit. It says Facebook right on it.
Right. Everything's true on the internet. So
That's
there's
right.
No lies.
Right.
You know.
If you don't participate, the internet would just crash.
Yeah, guess it would, huh?
Yeah.
It's all a part of the free market. Keep the money flowing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like Africa trying to give away all their money. I'm not sure why, but I want to.
All them Nigerian princesses.
Yeah, Nigerians and all that.
I mean, how many Nigerian princes are there?
There's got to be a lot.
There must be a ton of them, man. There have to be.
Right. Don't they all have Ebola?
I ought to write my guy back and say, hey, have you disinfected your dollar bills and stuff?
Yeah. I
Before
remember
Yeah.
when those first started going around, my dad called me and he's like, hey, you got to come to check this out in my office, blah, blah, blah. And so I went to see what he was talking about, and he got one of those Nigerian prince letters or emails, and I was like, are you freaking serious? Like, yeah, look at it. All I have to do is, do this and this, and he's going to send me $1 million and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really? Really? Are you taking this seriously, for real?
I figure it's somebody who looks like Eddie Murphy off of Coming to America.
Oh, that's got to be legit, right?
Yes, and you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are live on the Resellers Wake Up. There ain't no other better place to be. Why? Because this is the only place to be that's up this early in the freaking morning.
Dude, what the heck? Did you do a line while you were gone or something? Holy.
Jeremy says Brian is a Tennessee prince.
Yeah, all you have to do is send him your bank account information so we can direct deposit the $1 million into your account.
Yeah. As soon as I hear my funds from coming across the border of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kentucky, I finally went to go visit that Slugger Museum when I was there.
The Louisville Slugger Museum.
The Slugger Museum?
Oh, for real? You went?
Louisville Slugger?
Yeah, the Louisville Slugger, whatever you call it. That brought me back a little bat. Those free giveaways.
Yeah.
We've got our little bats from the Slugger Museum.
Yeah, I bet that's a real interesting museum. Just a bunch of bats.
No.
We are not going to repeat what he's just said.
A bunch of bats.
That's okay, Caesar. Your personal life. I mean, you can look at wood all you want.
Yeah, I got wood.
Oh, this is not my fault just because I come on here. The host of the Toadcast is not my fault for crashing and burning.
We're just getting warmed up for tonight.
Yeah, that's right. It's Friday, guys. Come on, we take it.
Hey, Paul's all like, it's Friday, just take it in.
Oh, man.
That is not what I said. I said we just take it easy. We're keeping it just totally casual. Don't really
Casual,
get the weekend started the right way. But Caesar's just taking that to the limit there. He heard the whole
Just sold the book.
thing.
Oh, hey.
Remember that was the one I was telling you about the other day?
What's that?
Remember, this is the book I was telling you about the other day?
Yeah.
We sold it for $40.
Sweet.
Damn.
Yeah, I need to get one of those little Bluetooth scanner fobs because I hate using my phone to scan books. It takes forever.
Hey, has anybody ever looked at you guys weird when you guys are doing retail arbitrage?
Yeah, I was at Walgreens yesterday just scanning everything, and I had at least 2 or 3 people that worked there walking up to me with a weird look on their face, like, "Can we help you?"
Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
They don't look at me anywhere than normal, so.
The last time I did that, people thought I was taking selfies.
Hey, Caesar, was even more interesting. Just go do some thrift arbitrage in the women's dress section.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I want to see.
I've done this.
Or
I've had somebody look at me, and I told a couple of people to do the same thing. Just tell them, look up at the person, and just say, "Oh, pre-op." They leave you alone. At least around here, they do.
Oh, around here, that would start a whole conversation. People are way too interested in that stuff around here.
Just hold the dress up to you and say, "Oh, pre-op."
Yeah, well, we're from California. It's normal here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell them, Jeff, it's normal here. Oh, we just got earthquakes, but that's it. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I'm just a few miles from Boulder, so.
Earthquakes in Trinidad State. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There's one girl I used to talk to. She's like, I wouldn't live in California because the earthquakes swallow people up and stuff. I'm like, honestly, how many times have you heard that ever happening? Come on.
Well, you know
who was the genius to go into earthquake area and build highways that are like over under?
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of doesn't make sense.
Hey, they're supposed to be able to withstand up to like an 8.0 or something.
Yeah, tell that to the last 2 big earthquakes they had when they got panicked.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, and Oakland.
Yep. Oakland and LA. Yeah.
I'll tell you who is smart enough to build something like that. Somebody who wants to get paid to rebuild it every couple years.
Yeah.
Oakland, rumor has it that the Raiders might come back to Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, that'll help them out.
That should increase. That should increase our gang member population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes the heat off the Chargers, so that's fine.
You know what's funny is that the last time I went to a Charger game, when they were with the Raiders, my friend was saying, we might not win on the field, but we'll win in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
This
Chargers.
was last year or a year before. I think it was there. Somebody was shot at the Niners parking lot, And one of the people were joking. It's like, what do you think? This is a writer's game?
I think Danica's having a moment.
Yeah, I think she is too. I see that.
Skeletor.
Hey, we never met your husband, Danica.
She's like, don't mind me.
Yep. No, this is money. He's our 10-year-old.
Oh.
Oh, it's a real person. Okay.
I wasn't sure if you were working on something
Just
or
came
if
into
you
my
were
office dressed like this.
I thought it was like a plush. I thought you were gonna do like some Halloween yoga or something.
No, he comes in like, he got his dagger and everything.
Isn't that the terrorist from Jeff Dunham?
Yeah.
It looks like it, yeah, a little bit.
Danica Dunham.
Looks like an awesome character from Mortal Kombat or
Hey,
something.
Fat.
right.
Yeah. Quiet! I'll kill you!
Yeah, I guess those Mortal Kombat
Damn.
ninjas are pretty.
I was like, he got his mother's eyes.
Love the costume.
Even the same smile, dude. Check
He's
that out.
never had a before.
What's going on in the feed? Let's see. What's going on in the feed? Okay, no big deal.
Yeah, the Detroit, man. I've heard
This is Danica's date for the evening.
bad town. Detroit's great if you like buying $500 houses.
Yeah. If you like buying $500 houses that get torn down the next week.
Yeah, exactly. That are worth about that cost you more to own than you paid for
Just get insurance before it gets tore down.
them.
Did you guys hear about Detroit? I guess something happened not too long ago that they shut off the water. Did you guys hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It off the water.
It came on the news. I was watching the news that something happened that there was a city in Detroit. I don't know exactly where, but they didn't have no water or something.
There's all kinds of stuff going on in Detroit, man. People just like entire neighborhoods getting bulldozed and just people getting evicted that aren't supposed to be getting evicted or whatever.
Oh wow.
People getting
Anonymous is supposed to turn off the lights on November 5th, so just so y'all know.
Yeah,
Anonymous is turning the lights off on November 5th, huh?
That's according to them, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a hard time believing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not overly concerned, forgive me.
No.
You guys remember that that Y2K?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
They're like, where are you going? I'm gonna go buy water.
That was
Yeah.
We're all gonna die. The computers are gonna crash.
Yeah. Because we don't know how to fend for ourselves.
how did
man.
they never
And
survive?
New Year's Eve '99 was awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody was going freaking crazy.
Yeah. 2012 was the last big one. What's the new one? It seems like every time the world doesn't end when it's supposed to, the next day they have a new reason that the world's going to end coming up in the news.
H1N1 and then Ebola.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, they need a date. There's got to be a date. First it was
Yeah,
20...
well, that guy that was doing all those dates died, so.
Yeah.
Oh, the one
Other
that
guy out there.
are you guys talking about the one that miscalculated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he die on the date that he predicted?
No, unfortunately.
Oh.
That would have been epic, though, man.
Yeah, that
Did you
would.
guys see? Actually, Macho Man died on the day that he was predicted. That he
Oh,
predicted
really?
the world would end. Yeah,
Wow.
there was this. Just look it up, Macho Man world ends or something like that. Google that and look at the picture. It's pretty hilarious. It's like
Is it
why
on?
the world did not end. And it's got a picture of Jesus like holding a globe and Macho Man doing his flying elbow right on top.
And it's Halloween. It's Halloween. We gotta feel the spirit right now. Let me see here.
Oh yeah.
Gotta fill yourself with spirit.
Yeah.
Captain Morgan.
You know, I was thinking someday we should just do the Harlem Shake.
Laura's married to a transformer.
What's that?
Who's married to a transformer?
Laura Lee.
Probably.
Really?
Her newest ex-husband, Megatron.
Oh.
Is that a transformer or is that a rap star?
Should be a transformer. Who knows now? With so many rappers out there, they're running out of names. So.
Yeah.
You can only be Lil Gangbanger, so many times.
I actually watched that
Except
new
the water bill is
Transformers movie.
$200 a month and a kid.
Oof.
Near Detroit.
$100 a month. That is insane.
2 adults and a 4-year-old. She said it's $200 a month. Holy.
It's about. I think I'm paying 130.
Oh yeah, we'd never break 100.
140.
Ours is like $90 a month, I think.
That's on average.
Yeah.
Electric bill is $500.
Yeah.
What was that, Danica?
Oh, I said ours is about $90 a month.
Is it?
So if you guys want to save $100 on your electric bill, unplug everything in your house that you're not using. The toaster, the microwave, the lamps. Unplug all of that stuff, because even if it's not turned on, it's still taking up power.
$100 a year, though, right?
Even the washer and dryer, if you guys not using it, unplug it.
There's actually, you can get special outlets that, like, you just hit the button and on the outlet and it shuts the power off to it altogether.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Do you know how much power it takes to go plug all that crap back in?
I know, exactly.
It's
About
really
my
bad.
power.
Yeah.
The convenience charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pay the convenience fee on that for sure.
And them convenience fees pisses me off so much, man.
Oh, screw it. I'm gonna go out there.
Convenience fee? What the? Don't you want your money?
Screw it. I'm just gonna go outside and unscrew the meter, dude.
There you go.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember, man, one time my dog had broken, or he'd, like, got through my fence and the gate, and I went and boarded it, or I, like, tied the fence down and everything and boarded it up so that he couldn't get out. And when the electric guy came, he literally, like, smashed the fence in to get through. Like, he
Holy crap.
kicked it down. And, yeah, they didn't do anything about it. They didn't call it XL. It's like, oh, well, you have to leave access. You agreed to leave access to the meter at all times, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really?
Wow.
I had to rebuild that, but I was pretty irritated by that one.
That reminds me, I was flipping a house in El Paso, and it was supposed to be completely cut off. Like everything was off. It was an old abandoned house, and come to find out, some bums were living in the house, and they had actually ran electricity from the neighbor house.
Oh man.
Yeah, somehow they got up there and ran the electricity through there. The house had been empty for like 4 or 5 years, and so then when I finally started doing my thing, tearing everything out and all that stuff, the electric company shows up and asks what the hell is going on, and and they try to like charge me for this big huge bill or whatever. I was like, dude, that's crazy. I didn't even know it was hooked up like that.
Wow.
Did you get out of that, or did they make you pay?
Yeah, well, once they found out, because what it was is I had them coming out to set up the electric. So when they came out, they were like, "You already have electric," and of course I had a couple of some there already. They were working off of generators, and I'm like, "Dude, we don't have any electric as far as I know." And then they're like, "Yeah, you have electric." And so finally they sent it back and forth to their bosses, and they were like, oh, "Okay, we're not going to have to charge you for this." And then the neighbor tried to get involved in it, and I was like, "Dude, they've been stealing your electric forever." Who knows how long they've been stealing your electric? But yeah, they finally let it all go. I didn't have to worry about it. The people were just happy to have that blemish out of their neighborhood because it was a pretty bad house.
Yeah. So how many, from your flipping days, how many houses did you get to clean out that had a bunch of stuff in it to resell?
Yeah. Every time I talk about this to people, they always get mad because when I was flipping houses, all the junk in the house was just trash. I never looked at it to like try and sell it or do any reselling with it. Yeah. there was a lot of times, man, where I think about it now, and I'm like, yeah, I probably threw away thousands of dollars of stuff that I just didn't pay attention to, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're making $20,000 or $30,000 on the flip, you don't make any of that money until you get that house. You got to clean the house out first of all. Then you got to focus on getting the house ready to sell. Then you got to get it
It's
sold.
all
So,
time.
and
Yeah.
I mean, when you're making 20 to 50 grand or whatever on the deal, you're not concerned about the $2,000 or $3,000 you might make clearing out the junk, I guess.
Yeah.
So if you were to start flipping houses again, I mean, are you even thinking about possibly getting back into that?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saving up all my pennies for. I've been picking up pennies in parking lots, just so I can buy the next house to flip. No, I really am. I'm kidding about the pennies thing, but yeah, I'm actually investing, I'm actually putting investment money to the side to buy the next flip. So I'm trying to hurry up because the market's in the right place right now for us here in Dallas.
Yeah, it's getting pretty nice around here too. A lot of people are. It's a buyer's market again. Finally, I mean, there aren't that many people selling, and they're getting pretty up there. But I've thought about selling my house, downsizing temporarily, you know, and just taking that profit and doing a couple of flips just to, you know, get. I would have to get a space for sure, like in addition to the new place, but just you know, do a couple of those flips like you're saying that have all that trash or whatever, and just get some inventory, you know, in the process of doing the actual flips, and then maybe getting back into another house in a year or so. But I like my house.
Well, depending on where you're at, I mean, you can on flips you can do like one or two or three a year and part time. It's just a matter of having how you do it and having the cash. You know?
Yeah. Now you hear about all these guys doing like the seminars and everything. Learn how to flip houses using other people's money. Blah 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 blah. Have you ever looked into that at all, or is that just something like if you don't want to that you just want to stay away from?
A lot of them are middle guys. I know this one guy that used to do that. He used to put signs everywhere that says we'll buy your house cash or whatever.
Yep.
And what they do is they'll find a buyer, and then they'll be they'll be involved in the escrow. I don't know exactly how it works, but they get a little percentage out of it. They're like the middle guys.
So you mean these kind of guys right here?
Like a short sale?
When you buy houses, there he is.
I do the same thing, man. That's how you find your properties is with those types of signs, bandit signs and what have you. Because the stuff that's on the market, everybody knows about, and it's very difficult to get in on them with a good deal, especially here because there's like 1 million people flipping houses. But if you find your own, you know, the people that don't know they're selling their house, or you know, you're the first person they call or whatever, you're gonna get usually a really good deal on it.
Yeah, well, I've gotten a couple of letters from people like, hey, are you interested in selling your house type stuff. Yeah. And I know exactly what it is. It's like, yeah, we want to buy your house and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no.
Yeah, well, the thing that Caesar's talking about, the middleman thing, one of those is called wholesaling. It's, you know, just like it sounds. You basically you just find old junky houses that aren't on the market or whatever, and find the owners, make a deal with them, and then you basically sell your deal to somebody who's going to flip the house, who's going to fix it up, and you can make people make anywhere from $3,000 up to $10,000, $15,000 on those kind of deals, just for writing up a contract and selling the contract.
So it's kind of like being a realtor for flippers.
Kinda. Yeah, except you have to have it. The thing about it is, and it's different in every state, but like here in Texas, you have to have an equitable interest in the property, which means I have to have a contract that says I'm going to buy the house, and then I basically either assign my contract or they may purchase as you know, like a trustee or something like that. It just really depends on. I mean, it gets weird and strange. I'm saying it as simply as possible because there's a lot of things you have to know in between.
Yeah, it's
so
kind of like
kind of convoluted and complicated.
Yeah,
it's kind of like drop shipping houses, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's people that are doing it from, like you're talking about Detroit and all that kind of stuff. There's people like buying and selling in Indiana, Ohio, those kind of places in depressed areas that they still have jobs, stuff like that in the area. It's just the market is crap right now. So over the past few years, they've just been buying houses, 20, 30,000, and then reselling them to investors for 60, 70, up and up. And they're not even doing any work. They're not even in that state. So.
Yeah, you can buy houses in Detroit for like $500 in some parts, I've heard.
Yeah.
But that's really, really bad areas that are really close to the factories, that heavy pollution, just really, really nasty.
Yeah.
Up here, there's a lot of opportunity still. I mean, although the economy is improving, but the properties up here, a lot of people are snagging them, and they're renting them out, and they're gonna hold on to them until the economy gets better, and then they're gonna sell them.
Right.
For example, like the house that I live in, was it like 8 years ago? It sold for $700,000.
Mm-hmm.
8 years ago, it's a 2-story, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,000 square feet, half-acre backyard, and it got it with everything included was about $230.
Yeah.
When the economy crashed.
Jeez.
And that's why I want to get into the market now, because the smart investors have been in it for a few years now. They've already been buying them up like he's talking about and renting them out. But the investors that catch on late are the ones you want to sell to, because now I can get a property and I can fix it up, and flip it to an investor who's just now getting into the market, and I can flip it to them at a premium price.
Yeah.
Right.
Just leave enough meat on the bone so that they can resell it again.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. This is flipping houses is something that I was just about ready to get into before the stock market crash. Before the real estate crashed. I had just bought my house, and everything was going good. I had some money socked away, and I was making good money and everything. But then, when I started to learn about it a little bit, that's when it just went through the floor.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I had a third eye. I wish I would have saw this coming, because, man, a bunch of buddies of mine lost their houses, or they did a quick sale.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I kind of saw it coming a little bit too late, I guess, but like I was listening to people at the time that were saying that it was going to happen. Let's put it that way. And I kind of was like, yeah, whatever. There's no way. If it does keep going up, then I would be stupid not to jump in right now, on the real estate market. But then when it happened, it's like, oh, they were right.
For those that are looking to get into that or whatever, then you talk about the books and tapes. That's how I started. There's a guy, I don't even know if he does this stuff anymore, but his name was Ron LeGrand, and he had courses out way back when, and then he did updates and stuff like that. And any of those types of things. I mean, if you get any kind of knowledge on how to wholesale properties, or retail flipping them, or any of that owner finance stuff, there's nothing wrong with getting that education. Just remember that you look at the people that are actually doing it. Try and catch those people that are making books and stuff like that, because they're the ones that are going to teach you the best, obviously. No different than here, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the better somebody is, you want to follow people that are successful and listen to successful people, and then try and incorporate their ideas and their systems, or whatever you want to call it. But,
yeah.
And you do have to be really careful. I mean, it sounds like flipping houses is one of those businesses where, yeah, there's a lot of money to be made and it's very lucrative, but it's not that hard to get just enough information to be dangerous. So
Well, one of the things that I learned from Ron LeGrand, he says it all the time. He says as long as you put yourself in a situation where you can't lose, it's really hard to lose. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, as long as you're setting yourself up for success in the beginning, and you understand your exit strategies and stuff like that, and you don't have a lot up front, then it's not that difficult of losing is very difficult. It's more of finding properties than anything else, because buyers are going to be there during this time. Buyers are going to be out there buying and all of that kind of stuff. Of course, in 2008, when it all dried up, there was no buyers.
Yeah, nobody was buying back then, and everybody was losing their houses. So there were a lot of people. I mean, the few buyers that were out there, I think in 2008 when it all dried up, the people that were really good at it and really big into it had lost their asses basically.
Yeah.
So they didn't
Well,
have the money to reinvest, and that's one of the reasons why it all crashed.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead. CP.
no, I was just gonna tell you guys. I remember I received a check in the mail for like I think it was $1,200 or $1,500 from Countrywide. I guess they were in a big old lawsuit, and they were one of my lenders, but I already had sold the house, and I received a check from Countrywide.
Nice. Yeah, that was like a class action lawsuit or something, or is it something?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was a big thing because supposedly they were involved in they foreclosed a lot of properties, and it was just like a big old. I don't know if it's fraud or something, but yeah, they got sued, and I received a check in the mail that I wasn't even expecting.
Yeah, well, back in those days, there was so much fraud going on in the lending industry, and I mean, it was just so credit was so loose and all that. I mean, it was bad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the stuff that was going on, they were really just letting people have houses that shouldn't have been able to afford them. And
It's all the Democrats' fault.
Yeah, it's all the Democrats' fault. Those damn
Yeah.
Democrats. It's all Obama. If it wasn't for Obama, then none of this would have happened.
What we blame Clinton for.
You guys hear about that nurse that was she got back from Africa and she's fine, you know, and there's nothing wrong with her, but they have her, I guess you could say, on lockdown for 21 days at the hospital just for.
Yeah, we were talking about her earlier. She like tried to go out and take a bike ride or something, and now the state's trying to sue her or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it's old news. Get up with the program.
Yeah, exactly. You should have been paying attention earlier.
Stop sleeping.
If you weren't sleeping in class.
Exactly. What's up with that? Jeez, guys, come on.
They're all sleeping for earthquakes.
Dude, I woke up this morning like I don't want to go to school.
My daughter did too.
I just like, you know what? I'm gonna get on this hangout and just let my hair down.
All that hair.
Yeah.
And she told me last night, Dad, I don't want to go to school tomorrow. Bunch of freaks dressed up.
And what
Actually, they're allowed to wear their costume, I don't think.
She didn't dress up for school?
I think the schools down here won't let you dress up for Halloween.
That's crazy.
It's the Gilroy.
Yeah, yesterday I had to dress my kid up so that when I took her to preschool, so she got to wear a costume. But she only goes to preschool for like 3 hours a day.
I don't know. Julianne, are you allowed to wear costumes? What? No, I guess you are.
Yeah. So
You just don't want to.
what do you tell your kid when they tell you they don't want to go to school today?
Now, okay, stay home, but think of the homework you have to make up.
No, not my parents, man. My parents, if I wasn't like on the verge of death, I was not staying home from school. They always made me go.
I think last week she woke up with a bad headache early, and then I told her, if you want to stay home and rest, it's fine. She goes, no, I have all the homework to make up. I hate that. So she went.
Speaking of children, I have a topic I want to share with you guys. So what is going on with all this technology now these days? Like all these kids got cell phones, they got, Facebook's already there, and back in the days we were cool if we had a pager.
Back in the days.
Back in the day, you're wow.
Further back.
Yeah.
I remember having my
stick or a gun and shit.
I remember having my first flip Motorola phone.
Yeah.
I remember my mom coming home with her first cell phone, and it was like one of those giant bricks.
My first cell phone was a brick. I was 21.
Yeah.
That Moore's phone.
It's like if you leave your house, practically, you're just getting charged roaming on those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I remember how badass I thought I was when I had a pager.
All right.
Oh, of course. You get that first page where you're like, oh, yeah.
Hey, when you guys used to get those pages 911, we're like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, do you have a stick? Because I found your childhood toy.
Yeah.
You know what?
See, I'm not even the oldest one here, so that'd be more like Jeff's line right there.
Yeah.
You know
I
what?
think Brian's old man on the panel today.
He's stacked up rocks.
Yeah.
Hey guys, where did this year go? This year went by so fast.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's already almost November. I
Dude.
can't believe it's 2014 and 2014's almost over.
I wish we supposed to be in like flying cars and stuff by now, man.
I know. I'm still like somewhere in 2012. I don't know about you guys.
I sometimes feel that way.
I gotta think about what year it is half the time.
What the heck happened?
Hey, Sean, I'll race you to the clouds.
Yeah, that's all right, man. They're gonna hack into the cloud, and then we're gonna be out. SOL, man.
Dude, I was in Target the other night, and they already have the Christmas stuff out. I was like, what in the world's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
It's almost over.
it was. I want to say it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. They had some Christmas stuff out already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. It was like a I mean, it wasn't much, but I was like, really?
My liquidation shop already had Christmas stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm right here thinking like, should we just do our New Year's resolution, just get out the way?
Yeah, might as well.
We'll start now.
Yeah.
I've already started ignoring them, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to become like, what's Thanksgiving? Because they're skipping right past it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. It's that time again. It's about 9 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock Eastern, whatever. Anyway, been listening to the Resellers Wake Up. You can follow anybody on this panel. I think everybody does videos. If you see them chatting in the chat over there next to the video, you can just mouse over their name, and there'll be a little a red subscribe button. Subscribe to their channels. Go check out their videos. They'll make haul videos, how-tos, all kinds of cool stuff. Of course, go hit that little thumbs up down there, and if that subscribe button over there is, if it says subscribe, hit it. But anyway, that's another fun show. See you guys Monday morning, 9 a.m. or sorry, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Mountain Time, so I get confused sometimes. So have to forgive me. Don't forget
6 a.m. Pacific.
We're falling back this weekend, daylight saving. So if you're still on manual clocks or whatever, make sure that you set those clocks back. Hopefully, I'll have my camera fixed by then, and you guys will be able to like. Maybe I'll just keep it like this because you'd probably rather have me like this than.
You are a natural.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to y'all later.
Happy Halloween.